Alright guys, Wood Wednesday, and for your viewing pleasure, we're showcasing my Gerber Model 1 Folding Hunter. Now, everybody knows Gerber, kind of where they stand in the market, mainly known for fixed blades and cheaper folding knives, and a lot of imports from Seki, Japan. But even with their cheaper knives, Gerber has always had a solid product. I've carried them, used them my whole life, off and on. I have quite a few of them still, but this is the only collector's item I have from Gerber. So we're going to run over a little bit of the history of it and talk about it, and just show you an interesting knife that you might not know about or might not have ever seen. Now, you can note the very unique shape to the handle, obviously. Lockback design, brass liners. When gripped with the index finger, I think this would be an excellent fillet knife. The blade is decently thin. It's under 1/8 of an inch for sure, especially towards the tip. But I think this would be a great sportsman's companion for skinning all game, whether four-legged or scaled or what have you. I think this is an excellent design for a meat processing knife and a skinning knife, caping knife, filleting knife. Kind of a one knife to do them all. What you see here, Gerber, patent pending. Portland, Oregon, 97223 USA. This knife might have been used. Still got pretty good factory edge at the base, but towards the tip it's a little duller. Could be factory edge, but I think it's never been sharpened. You can see the discoloration like down in the lock mechanism of the brass, and kind of in between the handle scales there is some corrosion building up. I forget what you call the green stuff that comes up on brass. It's slipping my memory. Handles have just a few scuffs and scratches. Matching original sheath, the Gerber markings. Still pretty stiff on the lock. Other way. The sheath is tapered, kind of to fit the taper of the shape of the knife closed. I think most of the wear and tear you see on the sheath and the knife are both just mainly from handling. No telling how many collectors it's passed down through the years. Anyway, we've seen it, let's talk about it. A little history on Gerber. Gerber Legendary Blades was formed in 1938. Began its own manufacturing in 1945. And in 1965, the big factory at 14,200 Southwest 72nd Avenue in Portland, Oregon was opened and is still there today. The folding hunter, well, we all know they're mainly known for their fixed blades, even to this day. But even when they started out, they were mainly into making fixed blade knives, combat knives, military knives, hunting knives. The folding hunter was their first folding knife, produced 1968, also known as the Model 1 folding hunter, offered in high-speed steel or stainless steel. Judging by the lack of corrosion on this blade, I'm going to say this is a stainless steel. It was usually designated on the box, on the end of the box, right beside where it said folding hunter, it would say HS or SS for high speed or stainless. They were designed by Francis Ham Gerber and inspired by Thomas Lamb's 1945 patent handle. Available with smooth or checkered walnut handles and Delrin. In 1973, checkered ebony wood handles were available, and by 1974, the Lamb handle folding hunter was discontinued. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, that I have seen some of these with a patent number, and since this one says patent pending, I'm going to assume this is an early model from around the 68 time frame. Very cool knife that brings up some of Gerber's earliest history, and I feel like a lot of people overlook Gerber, but they've been an American icon up until the sellout in '86, which, you know, was to Fiskars, and that's when a lot of the Seki Japan knives really started coming in heavy, and then later on the Chinese produced paraframes and all those, the Bear Grylls, but still, for the money, those are still very, very excellent knives, very well thought out products. But I feel like collectors especially overlook Gerber knives, except for some of the military nuts. They'll pay a premium for some of the older Gerber fixed blades. I have the predecessor of the strong arm that I've put through the ringer, and still very impressed with them. There are knockoffs of their current strong arm and the LMF and the Prodigy. There are Chinese knockoffs. You kind of have to be wary of them, especially off of eBay. But their Portland, Oregon manufactured knives are of good quality. A little pricey because you're paying for the name versus some of the other offerings on the market in the same category. But I'd rather pay a little more for a US made product any day. Anyways, guys, Wood Wednesday. Don't overlook some of the older Gerbers. They're getting hard to come by and still have neat history tied to an iconic American manufacturer that's still in business today. I say support American manufacturing. There's more pocket knives out there than case. Or more knives out there than Case, made in America. Although that list is getting shorter and shorter. Hope y'all have enjoyed it and found this informational, educational, neat, cool. Anyway, this is Hillbilly Proud. Y'all have a good one.